Hey everybody, it's Pete. We're going to get started right on the button. I want to deeply express my gratitude for you being here with me tonight. I want to make it clear that tonight we will cover stuff for both day traders and swing traders. We have both sides of the fence based on the feedback that I got in emails and questions about tonight's event. So I'm really looking forward to get started. If you could just give me a quick yes, just confirm that you can see the screen, see me, and hear the audio. We'll kick it right off. I want to make sure that we take advantage of our time together, and I really want to make tonight a good night. I only have one prerequisite tonight that I'd really like to ask for, and it's something that we talk about in the boot camp all of the time, and that's participation is really the fastest way to learn in the most explosive manner. So like something you learned today, you could immediately use tomorrow, which is really exciting. So all I ask is that you participate. If there's a question that you have, I promise I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you happen to come in just a little bit late after I opened it up, what I'm going to do is post in the wall of success of other students and members like yourself who have gone through the training that we're going to talk about tonight, so you can see what awaits you tonight. And if we move forward after tonight, we have a lot of exciting things that we could possibly do together. So I'm very, very proud of everybody who's in our community. I want to thank you for being here tonight. So let's actually kick it right off. We're gonna have a little bit of presentation, a little bit of back and forth, but most importantly, I want you to leave tonight feeling like you really learned something, that you can apply immediately. That's always my biggest goal. So we could actually write that down right out of the gate as soon as we start today is I want you to understand, I want you to learn, I want you to know the biggest question that everybody has when the market opens the next day is just tell me, tell me exactly what I'm supposed to look at. Tonight, we're actually going to find out, some other opportunities about exactly where to get in, exactly where to get out, exactly which stocks to be looking at. And some more live training after tonight, if everything we cover tonight is exciting and you want to take it a little bit further. So take a look at the wall of success. I think it's kind of fun to look at to see everything that we've done so far this year. Hopefully you'll be on the wall of success very soon. That would be exciting. And we're also going to do some charting. We're going to get into the differences tonight between chart reading and tape reading. Very big difference between the two. And I'm going to explain what that is tonight as well. So going to shut off the video. We're going to head on over to the charts and the presentation. And again, one thing I just need to make sure, we want to all share from everybody's experience. So on the bottom on the chat, make sure that you choose to all panelists and all attendees so everybody can learn from each other. One thing I do want to say, I want to set out, like you can see, Alex, I have all my books and everything over here. I love studying, right? I love studying books. I have every trading and business book you can imagine. But that's only the start. It's only the first piece of the equation. If you want to write something down tonight that is really important, in order to learn how to trade, you have to trade. I know that sounds simple, but we had some people come in that want to be simulated trading. That's not trading. That's good to learn the software, has its place, but right out of the gate, again, I keep saying right out of the gate because I want stuff to be impactful. I want you to believe there's anything possible if you have the right information. The first thing you need to do is understand what to look at. Because what we talk about all the time is that up here is the best ideas, the A+ ideas. Everything that moves away from A+, you have to start to manage those shares differently, manage those trades differently if you take them at all. So tonight we're going to talk about what great trades look like. So when you look at the charts, when you look at the market, you're going to say, that's not really what I want to see. And you make a decision. You could sit in cash, you could do nothing, you could lower your exposure if you want to get involved at all. So our job tonight is to really understand the order flow. And then within the order flow, we're going to talk about just one other thing, which is learning how to read the tape. Now, when you understand just those two things, which is when the smart money is active, and then whether or not right now is a good time to get involved, only then do you start to look for an entry. And I think a lot of traders who are struggling have that sequence backed up where they look for an entry first, and then they look to go see if the market looks good. We want to make sure that you're only looking at great ideas first, ideas that have a high probability of moving in your favor, and you're not buying too late, because that's a big deal too. How many of you have bought a stock, and just give me a quick yes, because we're not going to raise your hand or anything like that in the meeting tonight, but raise your hand if It feels like sometimes as soon as you put on a trade, you put on a trade, and as soon as you get in, it starts to move against you. And as soon as you get in, you're like, oh, it's every time I get in a trade, it's me. I've been there, right? I'm the only person that happens to as soon as I put on a trade, right? The big thing with that happens a lot less frequently when you're trading with the order flow and when you're reading the tape by not entering too late. We have something that we call the optimal entry. So if this is the optimal entry price in the direction of order flow, the further you move away, maybe this is day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 days away from the perfect entry, the odds of it continuing in that direction are lower. And that's where you end up getting frustrated. You probably know everything about chart reading, but today we're going to take it a little bit deeper and get into the difference between the next level where you notice more. So when you notice more, you make better decisions. So I was there too. That's why I can relate to everything. I tell everybody who's in our boot camp that I've paid for all the mistakes. And if the more conversations we have, hopefully you listen and don't do what I did. And we cut that learning curve down really quick, which is hopefully what we're going to do tonight for you as well. So we're going to head on over to the charts. If you have a second, take a look at that wall of success. I think it'll be pretty exciting for you to see what other people who have watched this presentation have done. And then we're actually going to take questions as we go. Okay. So let me jump on over to the screen. So at some point tonight, we're going to get into the charts. I just happen to have Wells Fargo up here, but we're going to actually start out with this presentation. So the presentation is going to be informative. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interactive. So really the biggest thing tonight, again, the only promise that I need from you tonight, and if you could just give me a quick yes or a hell yeah, all I'm asking you for is participate. If you have a question, if something is driving you crazy that you need to know, just give me a yes right now if you promise to participate. I just want to really know that I'm with a group of people tonight who are spending their time on a 6 o'clock at night, maybe even later than that if you're in a different country tonight. All right, awesome. That's the single biggest thing. So believe it or not, you already took action. Just by doing that, you took action. And that's what it takes to be successful. You have to take action. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take my beautiful picture off of the screen. We'll come back in a little bit and we're going to jump right into the presentation. Okay. So what's tonight about? Everything tonight is about first eliminating what doesn't work and then moving closer towards what absolutely works. So after tonight, you'll never again be confused, overwhelmed, or afraid of the stock market. And I'm going to say that even a little bit deeper. You're not going to be afraid to lose money either because you know how to make money. And that's an important part of what we're going to cover tonight. I'm actually going to come back onto the screen because this is, I keep going back and forth because this is important. How many people in the beginning of their trading career, and I was definitely one of these, when you start out trading, you read all the books, you watch all the videos and whatnot, you start trading and you put on a trade and it doesn't work. And that loss just like puts a knot in your stomach, right? One losing trade, another losing trade. We actually had somebody this happened to somebody in the boot camp today who was brand new. And the way to get around that is when you first start trading, what bothers you the most is losing money. But let me ask you a question. If you were making $10,000 per month, if you're making $10,000 per month, does a $300 loss matter on any individual trade? Of course not, right? So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. The first thing we need to do is learn how to not lose money, and that starts with great ideas. Then the second problem you have is the best problem on the planet, which I promise you, if we work together, at the end of 30 days, the biggest problem will be holding good trades longer, because over days and weeks, habits and meetings, we get to the point where we really are good at staying away from the bad ideas. Then the next thing is learning how to hold and add to the winning trades. So we want to get past that point where losing trades don't matter anymore mentally. Of course, they stink, right? But we want to get to the other side where you can just say a losing trade is a business expense. It doesn't matter because my trading company knows how to make money. And that's really the biggest thing that I want to impart to you. That's kind of part of the mentoring that we're going to do tonight. I want you to understand that losses only hurt until you understand how to make money. And if you don't understand how to make money week after week, month after month, that means that there's something missing. And hopefully tonight we're gonna help you with that. So I wanted to come back on the screen and really keep drilling these points, keep drilling them home. So we're gonna head back over to the screen. And I promise I will get into all the questions tonight. as much as possible throughout the presentation. Okay. Yeah, John McClure, me too, right? Holding on to, we actually had one today. I actually got out of a trade this afternoon, right after the FOMC announcement. Get out a little bit too soon. I still made money, still at my target, but kept going after it. Everybody does it. Everybody does it. So again, after tonight, never be confused, overwhelmed, or afraid of the stock market. After tonight, stick around me the entire presentation tonight. You're also going to know how to piggyback the smart money. So this is a big deal too. You don't need to pick the top or the bottom. Absolutely get that out of your head. What you need to do is say, wow, that is super obvious. Wow, the smart money is buying that stock up like crazy. Then you learn how to read the tape and you say, okay, I got the side. It's not too late. Only now do we assess risk reward. So that's what we're going to cover tonight. So if you could just give me a quick action step here again, keeping it in the context. And again, make sure that you're typing into everybody. So all panelists and all attendees on the bottom, check that little box there. Just let me know if you're a swing trader or a day trader. And if you happen to be both, type in both. I just want to see what the mix of the crowd is here tonight, because it'll definitely help me shape the presentation. I want to make sure I speak to everybody. Okay, both. Okay, wow, it looks like we are more slanted towards swing trading. All right, that's awesome. Awesome. Okay, so what I want to talk about tonight, one of the biggest questions we get, we happen to have our real-time day trading room during the day where we're in and out of the trades during the day. Sometimes you hold them for 20 minutes, sometimes you hold them for 2 hours. However, I want to make this clear. Everything you're going to learn tonight is first and foremost for swing trading. So I want to make that clear, whether you're a day trader or a swing trader. It seems like we have a lot of swing traders tonight. Everything we're going to talk tonight about is first and foremost, it looks good in the order flow for a swing trade, and then we can decide if we still want to day trade it. So I'm glad I asked that question. Very important. Okay. Super. All right. Excellent. I'm all pumped up right now. Okay, so a very quick poll. I want to get a feel for the experience level of everybody who's in the room right now. And again, keeping with our promise of participating, how much do you risk per trade on average? What do you think per trade, whether it's stocks or options? Hopefully, we're mostly talking about stocks tonight. Okay, 1%, 700, 5,000. All right, Scott, pretty cool. Carol, 2 to 4,000, 5,000, 500, 1 to 2%. So I'm assuming that's a part of the account. Okay. All right, Mike Johnson. All right, getting in it. All right, 500 to 1,000. All right, so it looks like roughly 750 to close to $1,000 for everybody who's in the call tonight. All right, awesome. So now, one more question that might be a little bit eye-awakening. All right, quick poll number 2. How much do you want to make next year in 2021 per month from stock trading? How much do you want to make per month next year? All right, 10,000. That's a really nice number. 6 figures, right? 10 times 12 is 120,000. All right, a lot. Make it more specific. Give me a number. Let me see. Do you have the guts to put a real number out there? 2,500, 10,000, 7,777. All right. So I think most traders would like to make that $10,000 number. You get past that 6-figure number, right? $10,000 a month sounds great. $500 per day. Okay, awesome. Now I'm going to ask you another question. I want you to double that number. I want you to double the number you just gave me per month and ask me if you believe you can do that right now. Double it. Okay. All right. Now, most people threw a number out there, and that usually is either what they're doing now or what they would like to do. When I said that second number and double it, a lot of people hesitate. You're not so quick. And I was the same way when I first heard this question, right? And it comes down to this. Do you believe somebody else is making double what you would like to make right now? Do you believe somebody else is making double? Hell yeah, right? Absolutely. Now, let me ask you another question. Do you think that other person is twice as smart as you? Of course not, right? But what we have now, we have a gap. We have a gap between where you are now and where you want to be. So let's acknowledge that gap. Okay, let's acknowledge that gap. We want to be twice as far as where we are right now. So there's something we need in between. And I promise you tonight, we're going to do our best tonight to fill that gap. And we're not, no, it can't be they have more bank than you. It's the same, but double that you want to earn. Because I'm telling you right now, I promise you, everybody on this call right now, if you were a little bit better trader, give me a yes. If you were better than you are right now, do you think you can double that number? Absolutely, right? Absolutely. So here's what I want. I want to ask you this, and I say this as a friend tonight, as a friend. Believe anything is possible, but then go find out how to do it. Put no limitations on what's possible. We want to set a monster goal for 2021. You first have to believe it's possible, but I'm going to tell you straight up. You have to take action. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and say, why am I not making double? You need to start taking action. You need to go and get the information that you're missing right now, because we just admitted we want more, and we just admitted that person's not twice as smart as us, and we just admitted that if we knew a little bit more or a little bit better trader, we could make it happen. That's what tonight is about. And if we are with each other for longer than just tonight, if we decide to do something else together where we trade together, I promise you, I will be the biggest motivator of your life, because I refuse, absolutely refuse to let my teammates go backwards. I always want all of us moving forward, and anything is possible, but it takes action. And you took action being here tonight, which is absolutely awesome. All right. So good test there. Everybody like all of a sudden takes a step back and be like, wow, why can't I do double? So tonight we're going to figure out some of that stuff. So I want to give you a very quick intro to where the New York method came from, which is what we're going to talk about tonight. My trading office in New York City was right around the bar from this block from this bar on 7th Avenue in New York City. This is actually on 35th Street, Blackguards it's called. I happened to be in that bar one day after a tough day in 2007, and a former New York Stock Exchange specialist actually came into the bar, sat down next to me. I was reading my BlackBerry, looking at quotes. We ended up having a conversation. Make a long story short, I ended up with 25 former New York Stock Exchange specialists, clerks, and brokers in my office, because the New York Stock Exchange back then actually changed their execution system to where it's a lot more electronic like it is today. So I knew how to read the tape. They knew how to read order flow. And that's where the New York method came from. So this is really a perfect blend of a trading strategy from my proprietary trading firm. We had over 300 people, and the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. So if you could imagine working a million, 5 million, 10 million share order over a week or a month or 2 months, that's what they taught me, how they do that and what to look for. And I taught them how to trade on a screen, because they didn't work on a screen. I taught them how to read momentum. So that's where the story came from. That is the truth. The guy's name was Sweaty that I learned it from. He was a big fan and friend of Art Cashin, who I'm sure everybody knows. And that was way back in 2007. So you can actually see here Sweaty's phone number, a little blacked out there. But the birth of the New York method and learning order flow. And this is the big thing I want to get across to everybody on this call right now. I don't care if you're trading on a 1 minute chart or if you're trading on a monthly chart. All of the best ideas you will ever take are in the direction of the big money, the direction of the smart money, the direction where there's massive supply that refuses to let go of the bid. That's what we're going to learn tonight. I'm going to show you all the way down to quotes on how to look at that, and then how to look at that on charts. Okay. So a little brief introduction to some of the members in the community. I'm blessed to be among some amazing people. I just want to show you very quickly. If I say it's one thing, but other members of the community are seeing success, so I think it's very important that I can be all pumped up, but really this is all about you tonight, not about me. And I just want to show you what some of the members of our community are doing. So who this presentation is for. We already talked about day trading versus swing trading, and I want to make it clear, swing trading is the predominant trading setup that we look for. Then we decide if we want to day trade it. So I want to ask, how long have you been trading? Just to get an idea of where we need to take the lesson tonight. How long have you been trading? 2 months. Okay. Wow. Some brand new traders. That's awesome to see. Since March. Oh boy. Since the bottom of the of the pandemic. You experienced a very good bounce the last 6 months. Okay, so I got a quick question. How many of you that started trading in March when the market started to go straight up were frustrated out of your mind after the market topped out in August and then went sideways for 2 months? How many were frustrated? It was super, super easy. We were going up every single day. August finished, and then all of a sudden, the market just became super hard, right? Exactly. A lot of people felt that way. So what are we going to learn tonight about that? That's where tape reading comes in handy. Tape reading tells you that the circumstances have changed. So if you recognized in August what was going on, and then as price action went into September and October, we got a lot more stock specific, a lot more industry specific. At the time, at the end of August, everything was going up, and quite frankly, it was easy. The market was making up for any mistakes that you might have made. But then as soon as that changed, how many people in the room right now are trading Tesla or Apple, and it just kept going up every day and you couldn't do anything wrong? That completely changed. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. That's what we're going to talk. Hey, Lynn, how you doing? Thanks so much for being here tonight. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All right, so we have a lot of new people from just trading in March. That's awesome. That is really awesome. Okay, so for the new trader tonight, I promise you by the time we're done tonight, and if we move forward after tonight, you are going to know exactly what you're supposed to look at. Exactly. Isn't that one of the biggest problems during the day or setting up new trades? You have a little bit of hesitation. You have a little bit of overwhelm. You're not exactly sure. Remember what I said at the beginning of the call where I said there's A+ trades where everything is perfect and then you have everything away from that? Well, tonight we're going to take a look and understand what an A+ trade is. The new trader is going to learn how to not lose money. The new trader is going to learn how to time those entries. The new trader is going to learn which situations are stacked in your favor, and those are the ones that you should hold. Now, here's the person that has the most pain. That's why this little guy here has the headache. You need some aspirin. You're experienced. You know everything about trading, everything about chart reading, but you can't make money. I can tell you, I was in that situation for a while. This could have been me. This guy over here sitting on a park bench, and when I first started trading on Long Island, that was definitely me actually for the first year or so until I actually started to figure things out way back in 2000. But the experienced trader who's losing money, first and foremost, absolutely first and foremost, is you need to be honest with where you're starting. A lot of traders in this situation say, I know, but you don't do anything different. You don't seek out different systems. You don't try something different. You keep trying to force the market into what you want it to be instead of just paying attention to the New York method, paying attention to the order flow, and only trading in that direction. So you stop fighting the tape. So I know a lot of people, based on the private messages I got, there's a lot of people in this category, and it's a painful, painful category to be in. You know everything, but you're frustrated and can't make a dime. Raphael, yes, 100%. Absolutely, 100%. Okay, so now the last category, and again, these are only really 3 categories because I've been doing this a while. I'll show you that in a second. You're an experienced trader. You fully understand how to manage risk. You fully respect risk. You take your losses, but you're not on the other side yet. You finish the week where you're not losing money, you're not making money, but Friday comes around or the end of December comes around and you're like, oh, God, I'm exhausted. I put all these trades on this month. All of them look great. And my account is even, or I'm plus 300, down 300, or whatever numbers you happen to trade. This is good. You know why that's good? Because you just need a tweak. And I think, you know where this tweak comes from? This tweak comes doing exactly what we're doing tonight. Having real-time interaction, and you could ask anybody, there's a bunch of people here tonight who's in the boot camp. I love questions when we're trading together. And the only way for me to help you personally, the only way for me to give you the right direction is for me to know what you need to know. So you need to call out trades. You need to tell me what you're thinking. You need to tell me what share size, and then we'll work it into the New York method to say, I understand order flow. I understand this trade is good, but I understand I need to work this order because the tape is a little bit off today. I know I want to build this position, but not yet. So if you're in this last position here and you're not this guy with the big headache, you're in a really, really good spot. You're in a really good spot, and you're on the right call tonight. So we're going to keep going. All right. Very, very little about me, but I've been told that I need, like a lot of people have zero idea who I am. Sometimes I'm in my own head and I don't get, I just want to give everybody a quick introduction to who I am. My name is Pete Renzulli. I'm actually born and raised in New York. I'm a full-flown New Yorker until I moved down to Florida about 7 years ago. This year I actually got married, finally got married at 55 years old. This was actually my wedding in my patio in my backyard. Because of COVID, I had to get married in my backyard. Very exciting time of year for me. Only downside is my family couldn't make it. That really stunk, but you know what? It'll be all the more sweeter. But again, it's not about me. I just wanted to give an introduction because I think it's important that you understand who's speaking. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate it. So what about me in trading? Why should you listen to me tonight? I showed you the wall of success tonight. Hopefully you clicked on the wall of success and you've seen what's possible from other members in the community. Thank you so much, Terry. I appreciate it. But I also had a firm in New York City. I had two firms in New York City. Keystone Trading Group was my firm. We were on, as you saw, I was on 34th Street and 7th Avenue. At one point, we had up to 300 traders. This is our trading floor in New York City on the 25th floor, actually. I've been personally trading since 1994. I started trading stocks full-time in 2000, which actually was April 17th of 2000. I actually literally know the day when I started. David, yes, we do trade options. Yep. Owned two trading firms in New York City from 2003 to 2011. The name of the firm was Keystone Trading Group. This is the big thing here. We were averaging 500 million shares per month while we were trading. That's a big deal. You can't trade that many shares per month without knowing what you're doing, right? And I've been mentoring traders since 2006. Now, I will say this, the market, the world was a lot different back then. The specialists were, and the market makers were still involved. It was a lot less electronic. We would do an average, it was very common to do 1 million shares per day. We don't do that anymore. I don't like to trade stressed out. So again, ask anybody who's in the call tonight that's in our community. We trade when there's something to do, and when there's not something to do, we talk about sports. Why? Because we want trading to be fun. That's really the biggest part. If you saw the email I sent out today, one of our recent members said order flow is fun and it's easy. That's really what you want to have in your mind tonight. So if you could write something down, order flow equals fun, trading is fun. And that's really what we want to get across tonight. So again, enough about me. I just wanted to let you know who I was and why I feel like I could be up here speaking. I've been doing this a long time. And I really, really know how to walk people through as a trader. Okay. All right. Let's see. John is asking a question. Will the New York method hold up in the next 15 to 20 years? You know what, John? The real answer is, as the market changes, so will I. I have to be honest with you. Look, if we go back to here, there was a trading strategy that was very popular back then, which is not popular anymore. So I'm going to give you the real answer. A real trader will adapt to what the market is giving at that point. Executions changed. How the market traded was changed. We went from fractions to decimals. A good trader over time will tell you that they will adapt to the market. But very clearly, order flow will never change. How we interact with that order flow might change, but order flow will never change because it's the smart money. The smart money is what moves the stock from $50 to 100. So I'm going to tell you straight up right now, anybody that tells you a system will always work and doesn't need to adapt to changing times, they haven't been around as long as I have. I'm telling you straight up. Absolutely, John. That's a good question. I'm telling you straight up. I would never lie to you. I would never say something just to say it. I could have easily said it will always work. Who knows what the market's going to be like in 15 to 20 years? But I can tell you this, it's working like crazy right now. Isn't that what matters? Who cares 15 years from now? Let's make as much money as we can over the next 10 years. Isn't that all that matters? Right now is what matters. We want to stay in the present moment, and 10 years from now, we'll worry about 10 years from now. All right. So great question, John. You got me all fired up. All right. So just as a show here again, we're going to, I want to see a show of participation. All right. What do you think is the single biggest obstacle to trading success? What do you think it is? Fear of missing out? Absolutely. John, me? Yeah, definitely. I've been there. I've absolutely been there. Picking the right stocks? Okay, John Beals, entry, knowledge, lack of capital is never a problem. Reading charts and analysis, when to close the trade out. Okay. Knowing when to get in and out is definitely a big one. Entries and exits, and we call that between entry and exit. That is a big one. Discipline, yep. Okay. Getting your head in the game, decisions. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. So here's my answer to this. And again, I'm doing this for 20 years, and I've coached, managed, and had thousands of people already come through my office or trade with me. Okay. The single biggest obstacle to trading success is you're trying to be a better chart reader. I'm going to let that sink in for a second. Nobody on this call right now opened up a trading account and said, I'm opening up this trading account because I want to be the best chart reader on the planet. Nobody did. But you know what? We all focus on chart reading the first year that we start to trade. We're like, I want to know Fibonacci. I want to know RSI. I want to know stochastics. You want to know everything under the sun that eSignal and every other trading platform has out there. And after 6 months, after a year, you've gone through every single thing in there, everything, and you still don't know how to make any money because you set the wrong goal. Your goal is to be a profitable trader. It is not to be the best chart reader on the planet. You could take that to the bank. You can take that to the bank. And I can even feel people shaking their head yes, because we've all been through that. I went through that. Okay. Next, you're chasing the wrong goal, right? Chart reading is not trading. Yeah, Jacob, exactly. You say stochastics at a barbecue, everybody thinks you're a genius, right? That's so true. That's so true. Yeah, the RSI crossed into positive and I bought some more shares. You're right, Jacob. That you will sound awesome. But here's the big thing I want to get across. Chart reading is not trading, and I really need you to write that down tonight. Because if you came into tonight or you're heading into every day thinking about, I need the perfect entry, I need the perfect candlestick, I need the right moving averages, that doesn't make you a better trader. You know what makes you a better trader? Learning how to trade, not learning how to read a chart. Okay? Big, big difference. Big difference. Danny, thank you so much. Yeah, a lot of people that have come into the community have come through the YouTube channel and the YouTube videos. So I just want to say thank you in person now to let you know. And don't forget, everybody, make sure that you type into all panelists and all attendees. This way everybody can see. Okay? So again, I want you to write this down because this is important. And I really want you to think about this. Chart reading is not trading. Okay? Reading charts and making money are different skills. And that's what we're going to build tonight. We're going to build the foundation of the difference between what it means to be the best chart reader on the planet versus what it means to be a profitable trader who every month goes to the bank. Say yes if you want to do that. Say yes if you want to be the asset. You want to be the reason, regardless of how the market trades, you want to be the reason every single month you're making deposits into your bank account. Awesome. All right. So we've got a great crowd here tonight. Awesome. So today we're going to improve your trading, not your chart reading. I promise that. Pamela Thomas, how are you? How are you? All right. All right. So some common reasons we struggle. We don't need to beat these into the ground, right? Trading too big. Don't have an edge. I'm going to say right now, and this is why they're the first two. Number one is easily one of the biggest mistakes that new traders make. Like, Pete, I have 250,000 in my account. I could trade as big as I want, but you're still losing money. If you're losing money, it doesn't give you permission to lose more money just because you have more. Why in the world would you trade bigger until you have 3 months, 6 months of consistent profitability? Think like a business person. Why would you double the size of your office space if you don't have any revenue yet? Keep your share size reasonable regardless of how big your account is. Trading too big, you start to trade scared. You're watching a P&L every single trade that goes up and down. Manage your risk properly, and your business, your P&L, your profit and loss statement will tell you when to trade bigger. You don't have an edge? Tonight, I'm going to show you my edge. So by tonight, you will have one. Emotional. I'm going to tell you right now, it's very easy to eliminate all emotions in trading, especially trading scared, hesitating, all of those kind of things. I'm going to show you how in the next 5 minutes. I promise you in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, it doesn't say you're not going to lose money. I said you're going to stop being emotional. And it doesn't mean you need to trade like a robot. Doesn't mean that you need to be Spock from Star Trek. That's not what it means. You know what it means? I want you to type this in right now. Hashtag trade like a pro. That's what it means to not trade emotionally. When you are trading like a pro, you are trading with purpose and simply going to the next trade. Okay. Douglas, that's actually a good question. What's a reasonable number of trades? What's a reasonable number of trades? It really comes down to, and reasonable numbers of shares. First thing you need to understand is you need to have a dollar amount that you're willing to risk per trade. And it has to be comfortable. And we talk about that in the boot camp, which is that it's a business expense. So you need to say, I'm willing to risk $100 per trade. Again, just throwing a number out there. Tonight, the average was $750 per trade. Once you know how much you're willing to risk per trade and you have your entry and your stop loss, then you'll understand how many shares per trade. And that's a little bit more detailed than for tonight, but that's the basic way to do it. Number two, you struggle because your stop loss is too tight, or even worse, you trade stocks that don't move too much because you don't want to lose too much. But you know what? When you trade stocks that don't move and your stop loss is too tight, guess what happens? You're also not making any money because the stocks aren't moving in your favor either, right? All right, next, never have enough shares in the right trade. Type in yes if you've experienced a trade even this week that moved way in your favor, like you nailed it. It was a great trade and you're like, I didn't have enough shares. I'll type yes in. Absolutely happened to me once this week. All right, tonight we're going to talk about how to stop doing that as well. All right. Next, you exit your winners too soon. And just the same on the opposite side, you stubbornly hold on to your losers, which is a monster mistake. So again, all of these things, it doesn't matter if you're day trading or swing trading, everything we're talking about is applicable to both. So I want everybody to have in their mind that it's about swing trading as well. Everything that we do, even in our game plan meetings in the morning, which is every day from 8:30 to 9:30, it's all about what trades are we taking as swing trades, and then we decide if we'd also day trade them as well. Yeah, Mason actually brings up a monster problem that a lot of traders suffered after the market topped out in August, which is having the belief that they always come back. Yeah, maybe 3 months later it might come back, but can you withstand Tesla going down $250, that kind of stuff? I will tell you this, if you want to trade like a pro, you stick to your stop losses and then you look for another entry. That's the long-term business model. And that also keeps trading stress-free because you're like, you know what? Trade's not working out. I'm just going to find another one. There's so much opportunity when you're looking at order flow, so much opportunity when you're looking at the tape. There's no reason in the world to hold a trade that's not working out. Just go make your money back. Get out of the trade and go find another one. All right? So there's only one reason right now you're not reaching your goals. Out of everything that we just said tonight, right? Everything that we just talked about, here's the thing that nobody thinks about. If you understand chart reading, if you get to the point where you understand tape reading, it's not the losses that matter anymore. It's your winning trades. Your winning trades, those small, measly trades that you took because you just wanted to book a profit because you were afraid that $300 or that $500 are going to disappear. We have to stop doing that. You have to understand when order flow is stacked, when the tape looks awesome, and you have to get your finger off of that sell button and say, you know what? I'm going to turn this $300 into $3,000 today because there's a lot more on the table. And we actually had this happen this afternoon after the FOMC announcement. We literally were calling it in our community today, and we were saying, okay, the market did this. The market internals did this. The next move should be hold to the close if we get something else. That's learning how to stack the odds. That's what we want to talk about. So again, remember what I talked about it 10 minutes ago? For the newer traders especially, but for everybody, losing trades hurt, right? They're like a punch in the stomach. But I'm going to tell you something right now, and I promise this. When you understand how to make predictable, reliable money by understanding order flow and tape reading, losses don't matter anymore. They stink. You don't want to take a loss, but big deal here. When you understand how to make money, a trading loss is like paying the electric bill. It's like paying the rent. It's like paying your employees. You want to run $1 million trading business? You're going to have expenses. Trading losses are part of what we do. It's a business expense as a trader. They hurt a lot less when you understand how to make bigger P&L. And we're going to learn how to stack the odds here tonight. So after 30 days, anyone can set a stop loss. Aaron, I paid a lot of rent lately. Yeah, we all do. We all do, right? So after 30 days, anyone on this call right now can understand how to set a stop loss. Learning how to find, hold, and scale your winners is why you are on this call tonight. Learning how to find, hold, and scale your winners is how you double that number you gave me tonight. Because look, we can all look at a chart, say that's where I'm getting out, that's my stop loss. It's that mysterious area above where we start seeing stuff move in our favor. That's where the extra money is. That's where the extra money is, okay? All right, so the hidden breakthrough that you're missing, all trades are not the same. Remember at the very beginning where I said you start out with your A+ trades, and then the further you move away from your A+ trades, that's when you know you have a strategy. So just a quick yes. How many people here trade the same share size every trade? Just give me a quick yes or no. All right, awesome. So we have some good traders in here tonight. Awesome, because you should not. The reason you should not trade the same share size every trade is because every trade's not the same. Some trades are awesome. Some trades are okay, and you have to work those positions. Big difference. So when you can say, you know what, this is okay, but I need to work this order a little bit, that's when you know you're starting to turn the corner, because now you understand what great looks like. And that's where you start moving closer to saying, I have an edge, and I'm going to let the edge do the hard work for me. Some trades are okay. Some are great. Some trades are really bad ideas. And I'm going to tell you this too. Every single day in our game plan meeting, every single day at 8:30 in the morning, and we have a lot of people on the call tonight who are in the boot camp. And I'm going to tell you this, and they can back up what I'm about to say. If you call out a trade idea in the game plan meeting in the morning, it is my job to explain to you why it's a great idea or why it's not a great idea. And that second part is so valuable, I can't even explain it. Probably can't even put a price tag on it, because the more we learn to stay away from bad ideas, the closer you get to that consistent, reliable profitability that you're seeking every single month. Every single month. Yep. Thank you, David. Thank you, John. Okay. So great trades, perfect trades offer both probability and acceptable risk. Now, put these two together. Okay. Probability means it's probably going to move in your favor. Acceptable risk means it's worth taking this risk because the reward is probable. I want you to write that down. Does the reward justify the risk? Yeah, Danny, exactly. Just like NKLA. Exactly. Does the risk justify the reward? When you learn to stack the odds in your favor, that's when you start to get better and better and more consistent every single day. And that's what order flow is. All right. Struggling traders only focus on the entry and the exit. That's it. Why do struggling traders only focus on the risk reward, the entry and the exit? Because they're so focused on making money as opposed to focusing on, is this a great idea? The very first thing you want to take out of tonight and any day going forward, if we work together, my number one goal for you is for you to say, I know exactly what a great trade looks like. And only then should you be looking for an entry. You do not look for the entry first. First, you look for good ideas. Then you look for the risk reward. Okay? All right, so probability equals trade expectation, which means the odds of your profit target being hit are greater than your stop loss. Okay, so what are the odds of my profit target getting hit versus my stop loss? And that's what we're going to get into now, Arun. We're going to start talking about order flow. We're going to start talking about tape reading, all of that kind of stuff. Okay. All right, so winners know the trade expectation before the trade. Again, remember we talked about before who's held a trade too long that came back and wasn't profitable anymore, or who didn't hold a trade long enough. You need to understand the expectation. You need to understand the order flow prior to the trade so you know whether it's a day trade or a swing trade, whether you should build the position or take cash flow. That's what order flow is, okay? So if every trade looks the same, you don't have an edge. So every single thing we want to talk about tonight, every single thing is about if you want the edge to do the work for you, you have to know what an edge looks like. All right. All right, we covered that. I don't know how that popped up again. All right, so my goal today is to show you my edge. So Arun, we're going to start talking in more specifics here tonight, but I want to explain why we just took that time to go through that. I want to have the best, most impactful message for you tonight. But the only way for that can happen is if you're honest about where you're starting. Because if you're on this call tonight, something's missing. If you're on this call tonight, you're looking for something more. You're looking for a bigger edge. You're looking for an edge that's reliable. You're looking to stop losing money. You're looking to double what you're making right now. So my goal today is to show you what I'm doing and what our community is doing. And I hope that it's very powerful that you can, at the end of this call, say, wow, I didn't realize it could be that simple. But, and I want to make this clear, once I show you what to do, then you still need to understand how to do it. And that's really where the live training comes in together, and the game plans and the coaching calls and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm giving you exactly what to do tonight. Okay. All right. So the 4 steps to trading success that we're going to talk about tonight. First is 10 perfect trades. Next one is order flow. Next one is tape reading. And the last part is hashtag trade like a pro, learning how to trade like a pro, which is what we do. Now, again, all of these things don't work if you don't start to think like a pro. Every single thing that matters, you have to start thinking like a pro. And when I say thinking like a pro, that means that you have the mindset that your job is first to build an edge, which tonight I'm going to give you mine, and then trade that edge flawlessly. No picking tops, no picking bottoms, no trading when the stock's in the middle of nowhere and hasn't done anything for 3 weeks. Okay. All right, so we're going to start out with 10 perfect trades. This is the first part of it. Now, once you remember a couple of minutes ago, I said I'm going to teach you tonight how to never get upset about a trading loss and how to suck all that negative energy out of trading losses. We're going to talk about how to do that right now. Okay, let's assume for every 10 perfect trades that you identify, trade and manage correctly, you will earn money. So can everybody agree with that? Give me a yes if you say, okay, if I make 10 perfect trades and manage those trades correctly, I should make money. Okay. All right. So give me a yes now if you're in that category where you're always close, but you just can't seem to get profitable. Like it seems like you take 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, 5 steps forward, 4 steps back. How many people are up to that part? Absolutely. I was there for the longest time, right? You feel so close. You feel like there's something missing. I'm going to explain to you right now absolutely how to fix that in a heartbeat. We're going to talk about how to fix that right now. Okay. So we all just agreed that if you take 10 perfect trades and manage them, you'll make money. Now, I did not say all 10 trades here were profitable. Give me a yes if you understand that. And if you agree, that's okay. So now we're in agreement, 10 trades, not all of them profitable, but absolutely, Jacob, acceptable losses within the 10. Okay, awesome. This is the very definition of an edge. So now, I actually was going after somebody in our community today, and I'm going to tell you what happened. It was somebody who put a trade on and basically said, oh my God, a losing trade, basically around that. That trader who is new to our community needs to understand, and maybe you need to learn this tonight, and I hope I could teach this to you tonight, that when you put a trade on, it could be one of the 10. Some are going to win, some of them are not going to win, but we know if we do what we're supposed to do, over 10 will come out on top. So think about what we just discussed. This is really, really powerful. The next time you put on a trade and it doesn't make money, you have to immediately say to yourself, all right, that's one of the 10. That's it. You don't get upset. You don't cry. You don't look to see, did I miss the moving average crossover to the penny and all? It's one of the 10. Understanding this in the most purest form of what I just said completely eliminates being angry at losing trades, feeling like you did something wrong, feeling like you missed something, assuming you have an edge and assuming that you did what you were supposed to. Okay? So we acknowledge that a losing trade is a part of the 10. All of us have no idea if we make a good trade, which of them are going to make money and which is going to lose. I had 2 trades today. One in the afternoon, both took the trades at the same time. One trade flew in our direction. The other trade did nothing and went down. Same exact trade. You know what I said? Okay, that's one of the 10. One went in my favor, the other one didn't. Next trade. I want you to promise me that you start to think that way from your very next trade. Stop beating yourself up over trading losses because they're only one of the 10. Your job is to let the edge do the hard work. But again, you need an edge, right? All right, so we're going to move to the next slide. Your edge works because you have proof, because you have what? You have a track record. You see that it worked. And why don't we get to the next slide here, because it's pretty important. This is what 10 perfect trades look like. So when you visualize tomorrow, you're making your trades, and over the week, whether it's swing trades, a couple of weeks, if you make 10 trades, the edge does the work and you come out on top over 10. Some are winners, 2, 4, 7, 8. We have no idea, right? But we know there's going to be losers in there within the context of the edge. Here's where I used to mess this whole thing up. All right. And I'm going to skip right to the next part. You start making trades that are just garbage. And then the next trade you make is good. And then the next trade you make is garbage. And then the next trade you make is good. This is why you don't get profitable. This is why you constantly feel close, but you can't get profitable, because the trades that you are supposed to make are paying for all of these other garbage trades that you shouldn't have taken in the first place. So I want you to type into the chat. Just say yes if you promise to only trade your edge. When you only trade your edge, you immediately get closer to net profitability. And this, again, swing trading or day trading is the same exact thing. It's all about staying away from these garbage trades that you convinced yourself, oh, well, maybe the stock, I understand the stock's going straight down. Maybe I should try and just bottom fish this thing. Stop. Stop doing that. That's one of these trades right here, Trade X. Stop taking those trades and start getting closer to just the perfect 10 trades, and you will start to see consistency. Okay. All right. Focusing on 10 perfect trades eliminates all trading stress, because now you're letting the odds and your edge do the hard work. Okay. Yeah, actually, Jacob, we all have a stock that we actually call that revenge trading. You don't want to revenge trade, that's for sure. That's very expensive, revenge trading. All right, so next, order flow. The first part we talked about 10 perfect trades, which is the mindset, right? The mindset of understanding we have to let the edge do the hard work. Now we're going to talk about order flow. All right. Order flow is the foundation of those 10 perfect trades. When you stack order flow in the same direction from 1 day to 2 weeks to 2 months, and even longer than that, you start to see how long has the smart money been buying this stock. Is it 1 day, 1 week, 2 days? I don't know, but that's what we need to determine, right? An edge that's always on the right side of the smart money. Now, how can I say this? How can I say that order flow is always on the right side of the smart money? Because order flow is the smart money. The smart money is the market. Benjamin Graham called it Mr. Market. The smart money, the market, is what pushes the stock from $50 to $70. It's what pushes NIO from $19 to $46 in 3 weeks. It's what makes all those solar stocks explode for a month. And then when the smart money leaves the table, that's when we go into something else and we take a look at the energy stocks. And that's a big part of working with us too, is that sector rotation. The tape has changed. Stop trading those stocks. Look over here. These ideas are a lot better. That also keeps you out of trouble. Okay. All right. So I want to talk about where order flow came from. So I talked about before with the specialists, but now I'm going to give you a little bit more detail of how I started doing this in April of 2000 when I was trading off of what is known as a level 2 box. This right here, GSCO, is Goldman Sachs company. That's their market maker ID. When we were trading back then, we would be looking at a level 2 box and we'd be saying, okay, we're seeing a lot of red on the time and sales. This is active trading, and they're selling and they're selling and they're selling. And all of a sudden, Goldman Sachs is the only person there buying stock. They're like, I'll take them, I'll take them, I'll take them. We would shout out in the room, this stock is well bid. Goldman Sachs is holding the bid. So as the years went by and everything started to become a little more electronic, that same thing wasn't as easy to do because it was a lot more electronic. It was a lot more algorithmically driven, like all the computers and everything. But the edge it was gnawing at me for years. That how do I use what I used in 2000 to spot the smart money? How do I do that today using charts? Okay. Here's what we came up with. Okay, here's what we came up with. What we're going to show you right now is something you can implement immediately. It's the foundation of being in good trades. It's the foundation of understanding which trades to stay away from. So if you want to take a screenshot of this, I'm fine. I know everybody does that every webinar, every training session that we do. But here's what I want you to walk through. Remember how I said before that Goldman Sachs was holding up the stock? Goldman Sachs was sitting there saying, I'm going to keep buying them. But what we want to notice on charts, and trust me when I tell you this, this is as simple and it doesn't need to be more complicated than anything that you need to do. If a stock is well bid, if your favorite stock is well bid, that means the smart money's involved. That means there's activity. That means there's attention on that stock. Well bid means higher highs, higher lows in that stock. This could be a 5-minute candle, 2 5-minute candles. This could be a day. This could be a week. It could be a month. But what are we looking for here? You want to look at a chart immediately in a heartbeat and say that stock is well bid because right now they are creating new highs and they're holding the bid higher. So here's what I want to do right now very quickly. Does everybody understand that? And the opposite of that is well offered, pushing down to new lows and pushing lower highs. Does everybody understand that? Yeah, it's obvious, John, but not a lot of people trade off the information. That's the big thing I want to get across. Chart reading is not complicated, but making money is different. Everybody on this call knows that. So now here's what I want to do. And I want to do this very quickly. So we're taking a look at Wells Fargo. So now we know what order flow looks like. Now we know what well bid looks like, right? So we're looking at a daily chart here of Wells Fargo. So you can see now on one day to the next, look at this 4-day period. Now, how many times have you been involved with a stock and you feel like every single time you put a trade on, it's moving against you? We talked about that before. We all did that, right? Every one of us have done that at some point in the past. However, what if it doesn't look like this? What if it doesn't rally and then go sideways and go rally and go sideways? What if you had this kind of price action for weeks? Let it sink in for a second, because the difference between looking for stocks that are well bid from one day to the next, well bid from 1 week to the next, well bid from 1 month to the next, that's where the smart money is staying. Okay. Now we're going to get into tape reading a little bit. This was obvious, right? Can everybody look at a chart right now and say, okay, well bid means smart money is holding higher lows and creating higher highs? Can everybody understand that? Can everybody look at a chart in a heartbeat now and say, this is well bid? All right, now, what about this? What about this price action? How many people were trading this aggressively 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, but did not recognize that it wasn't the same picture anymore? How many people did that in Tesla, where it was super obvious, and then the smart money left and you kept trading it like it was still obvious? We've all done that. Now, let's say that you are super smart, right? Let's say that you're super smart and you can definitely see the difference between those two. Remember a couple of minutes ago where I said your winning trades are killing your P&L? This is what separates somebody who wants to be a better chart reader from somebody who wants to be a better trader. Because when you recognize the order flow, there's more money on the table. It's your job to piggyback the smart money while they're active, because when the market shifts and starts to do this, it shifts into a consolidation, it shifts into indecision, whatever label you want to make it. And you're complaining about how tough it is to trade here. You're crying to your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend about how hard trading is right now, and you can't make a dime, and you might have to go get another job. You want to know what the problem is? The problem is not here. The problem is you didn't make bank here. So John A., you absolutely said it before, it's obvious, but I'm telling you right now, that's the difference between somebody who makes money every month and somebody who is frustrated and can't make a dime, because they're not trading the order flow. They're just trying to make money. You have to first find amazing opportunities. Only then do you start to look for entries. But I'm telling you right now, I challenge anybody. I inspire you to go do it. From the first moment you look at a new chart, you need to be identifying order flow. Is it obvious or not? Okay. We're not going to go into any chart stuff tonight because I don't want to look at everybody's charts tonight because we'll be here till midnight. If you want to follow up with that afterwards, 100% we can take it. So everybody understand, Goldman Sachs, as an example, is buying that stock. So Goldman Sachs is buying that stock. It might be Merrill Lynch. It could be anybody, right? So when that stock starts to move and you start to see well bid, and I want you to remember this, okay? I want you to remember this. The losers are not the problem. The trading range is not the problem. The problem is you didn't recognize the order flow and make as much as humanly possible so that those small losses don't matter. Doesn't that make sense? Doesn't that make sense? We already admitted 5 minutes ago losses are a part of great trading. The problem is not making enough when it's obvious. That's the stage we all want to get to. Okay? The next thing, we want to talk about change from the open. Change from the open is when we identify order flow and today's order flow. So we're looking for today's order flow to be in sync with the larger time frame order flow. And this is a secret that we actually did a video on yesterday on YouTube. Maybe you watched it, maybe you didn't. But basically, perfect trades, whether it's a day trade or a swing trade, happen when they're in sync with tape reading. Tape reading means, are you moving closer to or further away from a certain price? The further you get from perfect, the longer it takes you to get paid. That I would strongly suggest you take a snapshot of. Devesh, I want to answer your question. Yes, we look at every time frame. That was actually a question that somebody brought up who's new to the community yesterday. Which one of those do we look at? And I'm going to throw that question right back at you. And I'm not saying this in a joking manner, but it's the truth because it's about trading. When you drive, do you use the steering wheel, the brake, or the gas pedal? Which one do you use? Of course, the answer is all of them, right? Trading's the same way. I promise you, when you learn to notice more on the daily chart, the weekly chart, the monthly chart, the open, the close, and all of those time frames, you notice if they're well bid, well offered, indecision, trading range, how long have they been well bid? When you notice on multiple time frames, you're really looking, and this is something that's important, you're trying to identify how long has the smart money been doing something obvious. Okay. All right. Awesome, Lynn. Awesome. So change from the open. We obviously looked at some stocks that were very obvious, right? Super obvious from an order flow perspective. On the monthly chart, well bid. On the weekly chart, well bid. On the daily chart, well bid. This one's a little extended, so that's where tape reading comes in. Okay. When order flow changes, the same stock that was amazing, the tape changed, and how to trade the stock change. So again, I can't stress this enough. And I'm telling you, the amount of people that were going crazy because Tesla was super obvious heading into August, and then it went in the crapper for 3 months, still trying to trade Tesla like it was August. So it's easy for anybody on this call right now to say, yeah, that's obvious. But obvious and stopping yourself from losing money in a bad idea is not the same thing. That's what I want to give you to explain the difference between the two, because you need an edge and you need to only trade that edge. Okay. Can you explain again what well bid means? Well bid means that the smart money, the market, whoever is buying or selling that stock, in this case, buying that stock, is creating higher highs and higher lows. That's what it means. They are literally pushing the stock higher and holding the bid higher. Okay. So change from the open in this particular stock on FSLY. Here's today's opening print. Again, for those of you that are day traders, this is the open. So if you wanted to be a buyer of the stock heading into the day, this is a easy, super easy signal that you can determine, okay, today's order flow is above the opening price the entire day. So today we can confidently make as much as possible in this stock. Okay. And again, if this is new to you, like John and a couple of other people, Brad, I'll get to your question in just 1 second. If this is new to you, I strongly encourage you to want to learn more. Nobody is going to learn how to make 6 figures in an hour. Tonight's just like a tiny piece of what we can learn together. But again, I'll get back to the driving analogy. Passing your road test, like watching this training tonight, doesn't mean you know how to drive in the rain. It doesn't mean you know how to drive in the snow. It doesn't mean you know how to drive in stop and go traffic. That's where trading teaches you how to be a trader. But we need to have multiple different market conditions for me to walk you through and teach you how to trade each one, how to not lose money when it's tough, and how to find an opportunity like this where it's super obvious. Okay, and Brad, yes, DocuSign absolutely changed on the daily, on all time frames. Really, it's been actually challenging to trade. Okay, so here's a different example of JP Morgan. So this is the opening price in JP Morgan, but you can see the price, and all day long was trading below the opening price. So even if you wanted to buy this stock today, and this is a really important, super important example, actually, if you wanted to buy JP Morgan on this day, but it was below the opening price the whole day, that means today's order flow is selling pressure. You would not even look for an entry. Let that sink in for a second. When you understand order flow, when you understand the power of today's order flow and longer term frame order flow, you already know if you should even look for an entry. Let that sink in. That's super important. Super important. Just not taking ideas that have low probability keeps money in your pocket. We talked, how many times, everybody who's in the community that happens to be here right now, how many times in the last week have we talked about preserve your capital until better ideas? Say yes, and just as a show, because I definitely used to be in this category. How many people overtraded, didn't pay attention, dug themselves a hole, and then the next day the market was super easy, and you make all that money back that you threw away because you were bored? We've all done it, but you want to know something? If you want to be a better trader, you have to stop yourself from doing it. If you want to get paid as a trader, you need to recognize when you're doing it, and that's my job. Ask anybody who works with me. I am all over the market every single day telling everybody, everything's lining up right now, let's hang on to these trades, or the market's a mess right now. Preserve your capital. If you choose to trade, lower your share size because that's all that's available right now. So the next day when the market's great, like we had that one great day earlier in the week, one day was tough, the next day was awesome. We were all over those solar stocks, got paid because we didn't throw money away the day before. That's how you see your account grow every single month. Every single month when you don't dig a hole, and then when it's obvious, you're getting paid instead of just getting back to zero. All right. So big question that we get is how to profitably trade a big list of stocks, the watch list. And this is a secret that I kind of gave in a video again this morning, which is change from the open. So remember before we talked about the opening price, we call this watch list domination. We have one watch list of all the stocks that we're looking to trade. And then we have one watch list of all of the ETFs that we feel represent the market. Okay. So what do you want to do? If you know that you want to be long a stock, and you definitely want to be writing this down, how do you watch? Remember, we just looked at this chart before and this chart here. Well, that's great if you're looking at it, right? And that's great to know if you are trading it. You don't want to stare at a chart that's not doing anything all day. And the opposite of that is you want to absolutely be in a stock that's printing and doing exactly what you want, right? That's what the watch list is. And this is what I walk everybody through when we're trading together during the day. It's the very first thing I say every single day when we're trading together at 9:30 in the morning. Set your watch list to change from the open. Why? We want to know which stocks right now today are giving us big green candles. Because think about it. How does a green candle form? It's a big difference between the open and where the last price is. This column right here is a gold mine. When you go into the day understanding order flow, which stocks are being well bid, which stocks are green on the daily, the weekly, the monthly, and understand how to read the internals, then when the market opens, and this could be holding a trade from Monday to Friday, it could be holding a trade from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. It doesn't matter. This is the gold mine, because these are the stocks that have giant green candles. That's where the money is. So you can have 50 stocks in your watch list, but you would ignore anything that's not here, that's already moving in the direction you want. Okay. All right. The next part is tape reading. All right. Tape reading is building an argument for a great idea. Now, a lot of what we've already talked tonight is about building an argument for a great idea. It's about reading whether stocks are well bid. It's about reading the market. It's about reading your watch list. Okay. I can't stress enough, this is a big deal. Most traders who are struggling say, you know what? It's coming into support. I think I'm going to buy it. That's the weakest argument you could possibly make. Remember what I said a little bit ago, that what are the odds of your profit target being reached versus your stop loss? That's how you stack the odds in your favor. That's what building an argument is. How many reasons can you come up with to justify buying a stock? When you start to do that, you elevate yourself from chart reader who's just looking at a moving average to saying, I can find 5 different reasons to start building a position in this stock. That's the difference between chart reading and tape reading, because tape reading takes it so much further than just the patterns. And ironically, we just had a big conversation about this in our Monday night coaching call, where we were talking about patterns, and we're not really trading patterns. We're trading price action. We're trading where the money is. We're focusing on the tape and where the market has attention, where the smart money is doing something, and we could find a low risk spot to hop on board, whether we plan on buying it on Monday and selling it the following Monday, or buying it on the close today and selling it tomorrow. We're looking for stocks that the market has attention on. Okay. Determine if you should be in cash flow, build a position, or if you should do nothing. All of this is what tape reading is. So if you think right now that you are an excellent chart reader, but you're still struggling to see your account go up every single month, and you're stressed out of your mind, you need to understand how to use order flow and how to do tape reading, because it will reduce most of your stress, because you're only allocating money to trades that make sense, which is not chart reading. Again, you don't want to be a better chart reader. You want to be a trader who gets paid. That's why you're here at 7:12 at night. You want to get paid. Okay. All right, so tape readers know the trade management before the trade, and you're going to build a position, trade for cash flow, or not even be in a position. We actually had a good trade today that set up really well, and this is right out of our game plan meeting today. It looked great everywhere, but there wasn't profit potential to justify the risk. So we discussed not taking the trade, and we didn't. That's what it means to be a part of a community. That's what it means to understand order flow, and that means the last part is tape reading. We say, this looks great. It's super obvious. But I'm going to have to risk $3 to make $3. Screw that. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to be a break-even trader. I want to be a trader who gets paid. So I'm going to go find another idea. And that's what we walked that trader through today. Talked them out of a trade because the argument was weak, despite the fact that the stock was still going up. There wasn't enough profit potential to justify taking the risk. So you got to remember this. If you're a break-even trader right now, that means you're taking break-even trades. There's no other way around it. Your P&L tells you right now exactly what your skill level is. It's also telling you what you need to learn, which is how to make more money. So again, an example of Roku right now, looking in multiple time frames. We don't need to go through a whole bunch of charts. But again, this is Apple pre-split. You can see it was super obvious. Right now, the tape has changed dramatically in Apple. It's not obvious at all. So tape reading principles, determine if your stock is in play. I want you to write that down. Super important. And remember what I talked about before, change from the open. We're looking for large green candlesticks or large red if you like to short sell. If your stock does not have that, it's not in play. There's no other way to put it. The smart money is not involved. If that stock is opening and closing at the same price every day, that stock is not in play. We call that indecision. If you trade indecision, you're going to drive yourself batty. Find stocks that are in play. Know exactly what your stock should do today, this week, and this month. Again, if you're swing trading like most of us are, you learn to set up those trades of what the exact profit target is. I'm telling you right now, and again, we have a bunch of people in the community who are here right now, every single day, every single morning, every single trade, we talk about, if it's a day trade or if it's a swing trade, but especially in the game plan meeting, we talk about, okay, if I get into this stock now, What is my profit target? What price do I have a really good chance of getting out of this stock and earning a good amount based on how much risk I have to take? Every single morning, every single trade in our game plan meeting, we discuss that. We talk about risk, reward, and probability of day trades and swing trades every single day. Stop loss, profit target, and probability of that getting hit. And yes, Jacob, you're 100%. Indecision is a waste of time and your money. And it's expensive to trade indecision, right? All right, so big deal, like we just said, when you understand tape reading, you also know your profit targets. And we have a very, very specific way of identifying profit targets for both day trades and swing trades. Day trades, we love to start with a minimum of 3-to-1 risk reward. A lot of people say that's not possible. I say absolutely possible. We do it every day. But the swing trades, we're always going for a little bit larger profit potential because we want to justify carrying those overnight positions. Let's see, Brad, can you elaborate on stop loss orders? Brad, we're not going to get into the minutia of that kind of stuff tonight. We just want to really focus tonight on understanding the edge and really being in that right mindset to execute the edge. Absolutely, maybe another time, Brad, but not tonight. All right, so key concepts to understand as institutions work orders. And again, I learned this from the specialist, okay? The specialist, when somebody wants to buy a stock, if somebody wants to buy whatever stock, DocuSign. If they want to buy 5 million shares of DocuSign, they're not going to go buy 5 million shares today. They work the orders. They work the orders. Our job is to understand how to notice when they're working the orders. How do we trade within what we see them doing? If we can spot the smart money, if we can spot the order flow and learn to read the tape, we are in sync with everything they are doing. Everything. Okay? Arun, how much is this newsbound? I'll give you an example that we use. Say yes if you trade stocks before earnings. So I'll give you a really good example here. So Arun brought up a good question. How much of this is earnings? How many people give a yes if you trade stocks before earnings? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you how I do it to answer Arun's question about is this news driven. I think we can all agree right now that good stocks with good earnings can get crushed, and stocks that still aren't making any money can go up for the next 10 days, right? We've all seen it. Like one stock right now, as an example, SE Seagate, they haven't made a dime yet, but the stock keeps going up. The way that we trade earnings is we read the tape after the earnings come out. I don't like to lose sleep overnight. I don't want to have big positions prior to the earnings coming out and be like, oh my gosh, great earnings, and the stock goes down $30 on an overnight gap. Lulu, a good example. Exactly, Philip, recently. The way that we read the tape, so to answer Arun's question, reading the tape after the earnings comes out is super easy because why? Remember what I said before to know you only want to trade stocks that are in play? Earnings trades are in play. They are the easiest on the planet to trade after the earnings if you understand how to read the tape. So we let the earnings come out the next day and the next week, the next 5 to 10 days. We sit back, read the tape, let the earnings push it in our direction, say that stock has obvious order flow. Absolutely easy to read the tape. Look at any of the retail stocks that had earnings. Look at the tape in the energy stocks over the last 4 to 6 weeks. Easy to trade when you understand the tape reading, okay? All right, so key concepts, we just kind of covered this. I went past that a little bit. So what's the massive implication of tape reading? When you trade with order flow and you trade with tape reading, you become the money-making asset. You're not hoping anymore because you know exactly when to buy and exactly when to sell. And just as important, you're in the right stocks at the right time. So again, I want you to be honest, and it might not be you specifically, but I'm telling you, I spoke to more people than I could possibly imagine or want to get into. When the market topped out in August and all of that easy money was off the table, our community was still making money and very consistent week in and week out because we recognized the order flow changed, we recognized the tape changed, and then we went to find individual industry groups and traded the heck out of them while they were still obvious. And I'll give you the two perfect examples. We traded the solar stocks for the better part of 6 to 8 weeks. And then they changed, the tape changed. We said, okay, we're going to continue to try and trade these stocks when they're not in play anymore? Heck no. Then we went and found something else. Then we were trading the electric vehicle stocks for 4 weeks. And that tape changed. If you understand order flow, If you understand tape reading, you will always be in the right stocks at the right time. The last piece you need to learn, though, is what happens between entry and exit. You still need to learn how to trade. Everything we've talked about tonight is understanding the edge, letting the edge do the hard work by not sweating whether a trade loses money or makes money, following the smart money, understanding if it's still obvious, and only then do you look to place orders. And again, we have a lot of people here tonight who are in our community. Am I telling the truth that we switched from one sector to another sector, and every single morning we game plan for the best ideas for that day? Almost every single day, our morning game plan meetings call out day trades and swing trades that are good for that week and that day especially, where we are on top of the order flow, on top of the tape, and we only have in our game plan the right stocks on that particular day and that week. And that is where you see your account grow steady. That is where you start to see life-changing moments happen. Okay? Now, here's what I know about you. Even if we had 4 hours together instead of just the time that we've had tonight, it's going to be hard. It's going to almost be impossible to create lasting change. To give you the full extent and benefit that I know I can give you, no matter how good anyone is, and I'm pretty good, one measly webinar is not going to go about creating that lasting change for you. Tonight, I want to work with you past tonight. You have a choice tonight. You could end tonight or go behind the curtain and work with me for the next 30 days. We have the most amazing, helpful community, but more importantly, we have structure. I want to work you through how to stop being a chart reader who knows everything about charts and start to really understand how to get paid. Start to understand order flow. Start to read the tape and understand what not to do and not do it. And then get to the other side where we're having conversations about how do I trail my winning trades. And as God is my witness, most of the conversations we have in our community, once somebody understands what they're looking at, is managing winning trades. I'm telling you right now, and that is the best problem in the world to have. Best problem in the world to have. All right. So these are the 4 steps. We just covered them. Becoming a trader, as we just said, trades the right shares at the right time. You work your orders based on how obvious the tape is. In our community, you'll often hear me say, press your winners, scale your profits, work your orders, get feedback from the market. So we're letting the market tell us when we should size up. We're not just banging our head and saying, I'm right, the market's wrong. I'm going to hold on to it. The market's wrong. No, the market's always right. The market's always right. All right. So this is probably one of the biggest things that I could get across to everybody, and something I'm hopefully at this point you understand I'm very passionate about. I really want you to believe that you can do it, but I just can't stress this enough. Believing in yourself is not enough. You need to take action. If you're not getting the result that you want, you have to do something different. You have to do something different. You're here tonight because there's a gap between where you are now and where you want to be. So you could law of attraction yourself to sleep every night, but you still need to take steps. You still need to take action. You're here tonight, and I hope that you choose to transform yourself tonight. I hope that you decide to take the next step. Okay. So here's what I want to do. I want to get into what is the biggest deal of what I want to introduce you to. I really want to work with you. If you're on the call right now and you've spent this time with me right now, you have a burning desire to want more. You have a burning desire to say, yeah, you know what? I want to hit that second number, that double number that I think is possible right now. But if you're not doing it right now, honestly, there's something missing. There's something that you need to add. And look, we talked at the beginning of this call that the average person on this call right now is risking $750 to $1,250 per trade. In one heartbeat, that $1,250 could be gone. Heartbeat. You're risking that on one trade. So what I'd like to ask you to do tonight, I'd like for you to consider joining me for the next 30 days, and you'll get this every single day from me for the next 30 days. And this is a question I get all the time. If this is so great, why am I sharing it? Well, it's because, first of all, I want you to be my next testimonial. I want you to be the person that is telling me I had a $22,000 day. I had my first $1,000 day. I've been chasing stocks for so long, and now I understand what I'm doing. I want you to be the next testimonial. So again, keep in mind, we're talking about so much you're risking per trade. I want to ask you tonight to work with me for the next 30 days. I want to ask you tonight to join my community, and you can see here what everybody in our community is experiencing. This, exactly what we're doing tonight. I get a sore throat every day because of how much I care about everybody. Okay. I want you to be my next testimonial. I want you to be my next success story. Okay. So another one here, Paul, 24,000 in one day, $2,000 yesterday, his first day, which is pretty awesome. Chris, trading Netflix, $35. Look, if you understand what you're doing, order flow is everything. Order flow is everything. All right. So here's the point where we've talked about what it takes. We've talked about where you are. We've talked about what you want to accomplish. We've talked about what you're risking per trade. I'm asking you tonight to invest in yourself for the next 30 days, to be with me for the next 30 days and trade with me, swing trade, day trade, game plan with me, coaching calls for less than most of you are risking on one trade. And I want to make this clear. Every single game plan that we do in the morning is first devoted to swing trades. If you're swing trading, this applies to you just as much. And if you have a full-time job and you can't attend the 8:30 meeting, the video is available during the call, after the call, anytime during the day. You can watch it anytime. So I'm going to ask you right now to make an investment in yourself and get involved with me and give yourself the best chance of having a monster 2021, something that you never thought you could accomplish, but put yourself in control. Here's the link to get started, but I want to show you everything else that's included besides all this energy that we have in the community in the call with us tonight. So click through and see everything that's involved, but I want to show you everything that is included. You get everything that I'm about to show you for only $295. You get the Bootcamp Masterclass, which is a $1,000 course. Over 10 hours of training to learn everything about order flow, stacking, and how to read the market and develop the edge and use the edge that we show you. So that's $995 right there, $995 compared to $295 for 30 days. Okay. You also get Tape Reading Mastery, where we walk you through everything that we're talking about tonight to learn first how the order flow is, and then second, to learn how to actually make money. Entries, exits, trade adjustments, size up, size down, scale out, get out, all of that in Tape Reading Mastery. We talk about risk reward. We talk about the exact entry pattern, everything. That's a $500 course. Then we also have Trading Strategy. Trading Strategy is where you get your trading plan. We walk through it. We actually sit down and we discuss money management. We discuss risk size. We discuss which ideas are awesome, applying probability, applying risk reward. Every single thing that we're talking about right now is only $295, and you get everything I'm showing you right now. Everything I'm showing you is included for the 30-day bootcamp. Okay. Plus, now this is really where the power of everything is. Melinda, I'm going to say yes. I've spoken to Webull a few times. Everything I just discussed was just the home study courses. Okay, now we're going to talk about the live interaction that you get with me in my community every day. And I got to tell you, I am so grateful to be working with the people in the community. I feel blessed to be with them every day because they're amazing people. Okay, so the morning game plan meeting starts every day at 8:30 in the morning. We actually post in our community forum, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second, where you post your ideas. I have my ideas, and we review them. Good idea, bad idea. Why is it a great idea? How would you manage a trade? What's the profit target if you hold those trades into the next week, especially if you're a swing trader? So again, I want to get this across. Every single thing that I'm walking you through right now is included with the bootcamp. Everything, not some of this, everything. Okay, so there's the link. You can take a look and go through. So the game plan meetings every Monday through Friday, 8:30 in the morning, which is an hour before the market opens. So this alone is 5 hours of live training every week where I'm motivating you and getting you on the right side before the market opens. And that's for swing traders as well. Okay. Mark, thank you so much. I appreciate it, pal. So the game plan meetings, 5 hours of live training with me every single morning, Monday through Friday. And Those are archived. You also get them in an archive. Okay. Arthur, the VIP concierge is we have somebody dedicated to answering your questions. It's not trade by trade. It's somebody that you speak to on the phone where you go over your trading goals. You go over where you are right now, what your experience level is, what type of trader you are, what type of trader you want to be. That's what the VIP is. It's a really, really great decision to make to speak to somebody. Yelena, absolutely. I hope to see you soon. So again, everything I'm talking about right now is included. I want to make that clear. Everything is included in the 30-day order flow bootcamp. Every single Monday night, which I believe are the most valuable part of what we do outside of market hours, we host our coaching calls. So you can see here, just this week, we have everybody post their questions, and then we go over every single question so that you fully are understanding what's going on over the week. The coaching calls are on Zoom. Yep, James. But here's the thing. They're also recorded. So every single coaching call, you can see here, just Monday's coaching call is 1 hour and 41 minutes. You can watch these any time at your pleasure. That's just the Monday coaching calls. Okay, that's group coaching. Then every single Tuesday, we have a day trade review session. Again, everybody posts their questions about day trading, trades you made, setups, all of that kind of stuff, leverage, in and out of trades, how to work orders, profit targets. We spend an hour at least. This one happened to be 50 minutes yesterday, going over day trades. So think about what we're doing right now. If you're day trading or you want to learn, let's say that you're not a day trader, but you're a swing trader. You watch the game plan sessions and you understand how to identify great ideas. Because remember what I said, in the game plans every single day, we are first talking about swing trades, and then some of us day trade those same ideas. And those are recorded as well. So these are more meetings that you get interaction with me. So this is personal interaction with all of our community every day. And that is also put into the forum. And you get extra bonus videos here too, which you can see here. So I'm actually telling you how to route your orders and that kind of stuff. But what if you're only a swing trader? Well, every Friday afternoon, we also have Friday afternoon swing trade game plan sessions that we set up trades for the following week. So Friday afternoon, we have a meeting that says what trades look great to buy next Monday and hold through next week. Those are also recorded. So this is all live. You can attend live if you want to. You post all of your ideas. And then if you can't make it, you can watch that video over the weekend to set up your trades for the following week. Think about everything we're talking about tonight. Most of the people on this call tonight risk at least $750 per trade. We're talking about a tiny $295 investment to get everything I'm talking to you tonight about. Everything, not some of it, everything. I really want you to be my next success story, and it starts with you taking the next step. So click that link, see everything that's involved, and you'll get a better breakdown of what we're talking about. Now, the Slack room. This is really where the day trading magic happens. And by the way, if you're a swing trader, you can download the app and watch it on your phone while you happen to be, if you happen to not be at your desk. You could follow everything during the day. So we have our Slack community. This happens to be the desktop version of it. So you can see here, we have 7 channels, actually 8 channels devoted to different aspects of learning how to trade. John, if you want to do an additional boot camp, you can. But if you're thinking about doing 2, you should take advantage of the 60-day price. It's a better deal than if you only want to do 30. So the Slack channel is where you see I give live interaction all day, every day. You can see that I give literally my entries, my exits, my stop losses, my profit targets, everything all day, every day. So breaking them down a little bit, resources, you can see that actually our community helps each other, both in the forum as well as giving each other scanners and scripts and that kind of stuff. We have an amazing community. I can't tell you how grateful I am to be around everybody that we're in here. Next is my channel, which is here, completely devoted towards me telling you exactly where I'm getting in, where I'm getting out, where the profit target is, where the stop loss is. So again, if you're brand new, this is what you want. You want to understand how I do it, and you want to watch me do it so that you can learn how to do it. John, all of this is $295. After 30 days, as a member, you get a 50% discount off of the annual. A 50% discount as a member if you decide to move forward with an annual. And the annual is only $1,495 after the discount. I will tell you this, most members after the boot camp upgrade. Also, I want to make it clear, the boot camp is not a subscription. It's only a one-time payment that you can choose to either move forward or not. So don't ever worry about, you're not going to get billed again. It's 30 days that we're together. If you want to keep going forward, you could make that decision. Paper trading. I think paper trading is good to learn the software. I don't think paper trading is good to learn how to be a trader. Okay. David, thank you. David's saying the yearly membership is well worth it. Thank you so much, David. I appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to move on. I just want to give everybody a chance to see everything that you get when you sign up tonight. This one is actually super cool. I know Nasir is here tonight. This is actually where our members get to brag and share with the other members in the community what they've earned during the day. And this is really motivation as well. You see other members of the community making money, and then you start to ask better questions. You start to say, Nasir, what did you see that I didn't see? Donald, what did you see? Pete, what did I miss? That kind of stuff. And that's really where the growth comes from. Okay. And then last, we have members trades. This is really where you get out of your comfort zone. You call out your ideas, and then I see here, I comment on the trades of actually adding, and you see here, Josh is talking about a swing trade. Then actually just swing trade ideas. And then the lobby is where we have general conversations where we learn to set our alerts or stop loss orders, have a conversation, that kind of thing. The yearly is, if you are a member of the boot camp, the yearly with the 50% discount comes down to $1,495. You can use PayPal, and PayPal offers a payment plan. PayPal offers a payment plan. Okay, so I want to keep moving along. Tape reading is obviously where I do my lessons during the day. And you also get these bonus reports, which are very important. You get foundations in tape reading, which is $99 value. This is where I explain everything in detail. This is super cool to print out. You get the report on how winning traders think differently. So tonight, hopefully you've experienced that it's not just about entries and exits. You have to think the right way, which is really what it takes to be successful. The Taylor Notes is inspired by a book that is really the foundation of my trading that was written in 1955. You also get this as a download. So really everything that we're talking about tonight, the community, tape reading mastery, bootcamp mastery, 2 home study courses, the morning game plan meetings, that's all included in the 30-day bootcamp for $295, plus these bonuses. You get the weekly coaching calls plus the archives. You get the weekly day trade review sessions plus the archives. You get the weekly swing trade game plan sessions plus the archives. You get the day trading game plan sessions. You also get our new community forum. Okay. Every single thing that we just covered to be in the boot camp for the next 30 days is only $295. So I'm going to tell you right now, if you're on this call right now, it can't be about the money. If you're on this call right now and you have an account, it can't be about the $295. You just have to make a decision to say, do I think I could learn everything I showed you tonight? And I really, how hard is it when you have somebody walking you through exactly what they're doing in real time? Every single market day, we review what I'm doing, what the community's doing, and then when you're brave enough, you call out your trades, and then we review your trades so you become a better trader too. So I just really want to inspire you to take the next step and join us for the next 30 days. I'd really love to have you on that wall of success and be the next case study that I have. Look, we're with each other for a very short period of time tonight. I really would love to form long-term relationships with everybody where we're making money together. So please take the next step, click that button, see everything that's involved. You get all of this for only $295. We actually calculated it. It's 135 hours of live training each month that you get. Think about that. I'm working for less than minimum wage to help you become a better trader. So click on that link. Let's get started. You get access to everything immediately. That's actually a big question that we get. As soon as you register for the bootcamp, it starts today. So it's not December to January. It starts 30 days from today. And you get access to everything immediately. So not only will you get access to the courses tonight, you'll get access to Slack, which is our private community, and you'll be able to be in the community with us tomorrow, as well as attend the game plan meeting. And you'll get access to our forum, which is a really exciting part of the community as well. So unless anybody has any questions, please type them in now. I will be more than happy to answer any questions about the bootcamp. And I'd love to see you on the other side. Look, if you're here tonight, it's 7:40 at night. A lot of people are still here. Please ask me a question about getting started. I really think that if you took the time tonight out of your busy day, you really want to take the next step. You know that there's something missing. For only $295, what are you really investing in? You're investing in yourself. You're investing in the next 30 days. Jacob, thank you. I love talking about this stuff. I get so pumped up. Let's see, Mason. Yeah, we do talk about longer term stocks, but predominantly we're looking at trades that last anywhere from 1 day to, usually like a month, that kind of stuff. Pamela Thomas, I'm so happy that you did as well. I really am. I'm super happy when people really understand what we're doing together and understand that it's not just a quick fix. We're really trying to turn everybody into that money-making asset. Yeah, Philip, absolutely. We do actually trade options during the day. We do have conversations around options during the day. Absolutely. All right, Mason, I can't wait to see you tomorrow morning. I really can't. Okay, everybody, I'm just going to post the link in here one more time. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. But again, if you're here tonight, it's 7:40 at night. Invest in yourself. Spend the next 30 days with me. I can't wait to see you on the other side, everyone. If you have any questions, you can email me tonight. You can email us at support@stocktradingpro.com. We'll be happy to answer any customer service questions you might have tonight if you happen to not have your login or anything like that. But again, as soon as you sign up tonight, only $295 for the next 30 days. You get everything that's on the screen right now, including me being the Energizer Bunny for the next 30 days. I'd love to see you on the other side. I'd love to see you in the community. I really hope that you make the investment in yourself tonight. I'd love to see you on the other side. All right, Robert, awesome. And again, for those of you that just joined the community, if you happen to not get your login in the next 15 or 20 minutes, half hour at the most, just send us an email to support@stocktradingpro.com and we'll make sure we take care of you tonight. James, yeah, it is actually. James Phillip, it is good until the 1st. It's a 30-day boot camp, James. So it starts the day that you sign up. So the day you become a member, it's 30 days from that day. All right, everybody. So if you have any questions, Melinda, thank you so much for being here tonight. I hope to see you in the boot camp with us. Oh, Emilio, on a mountain road trip to end the year. That actually sounds pretty good, some fresh air. So I'm going to hold you to that. I hope to see you right after the new year. That's going to be awesome. That sounds like a great trip. Also a good way to finish the year to clear your head and get ready. All right, Arthur, awesome. Thank you so much. I can't wait to exceed your expectations. Divesh, there isn't a link for the annual subscription, but send support an email and we will give that to you tonight. So I'm going to type that in there. So it's support@stocktradingpro.com. And we will take care of you tonight, Divesh, okay? Just send that email to support and we'll take care of you tonight. Thank you so much, Suresh. I really appreciate it. Dennis, you are my buddy. Thank you so much. You know how much I appreciate it. I love having you in the community. Emilio, I want to hear some good stuff about a trip up in the mountains. I want you to come back all refreshed and ready to go. Oh, Melinda, you're the first one. That's awesome. That's great. That is great. Okay, if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to stick around. But if you click that link, get into the boot camp, you'll get access to your training tonight. And then you'll experience your first game plan session with us tomorrow morning, which, like I said, starts an hour before the market opens at 8:30 Eastern time. Sandeep, awesome. Thank you so much. I really am looking forward to working with everybody tonight. We had some awesome questions tonight. Some really, really good questions tonight. Joseph, thank you so much. Joseph could vouch for me. I'm constantly asking everybody to participate so I can make sure that I understand how I can help you. If you have any questions, feel free to type them in there. I'll stick around as long as everybody has questions. If not, click through and make sure that you get your login tonight so you can jump right into the training. You will get access as soon as you get started. Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate it. I'm actually very happy I'm not in New York tonight because I think tonight's they're getting that blizzard tonight, right? The nor'easter. Douglas, thank you so much. I hope to see you in the boot camp. If you have any questions, email support. I'd be more than happy to get back to you. support@stocktradingpro.com. Douglas, I want you to know I really appreciate you spending the time with us tonight. That really shows that you're somebody who's taking action. That means a lot. Nasir, you know you're a valued member. I love your questions. All right, everybody. If you have any questions, type them in. If not, we're going to call it a night. And then I'm going to actually grab some water and probably a throat lozenge. John, most members of the community use either TradeStation, Thinkorswim through TD Ameritrade, Interactive Brokers or E-Trade, any charting platform that goes with that, or TradingView charting platform. Hey, John McClure, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And by the way, thank you for sticking around for the entire training session tonight, because I really wanted to deliver. I didn't want to like mail it in. I really appreciate that you stayed and that you became a member. I'm really looking forward to it. And again, once you sign up tonight, you get access to everything immediately. So look for an email. And sometimes that email goes to spam. So if you don't happen to see it, just let me know. Send an email to support. Joseph, learning the TD Ameritrade account, they have a bunch of good videos, but I would ask in the community. I have to be honest with you. It seems like half the members of the community are using Thinkorswim. So I would definitely ask. I almost guarantee that you'd get an answer. Let's see, Riza, can we do day trading with Webull platform? I personally have not traded on Webull, but I've heard good things about it, Riza. I've heard some pretty good things about it. But I want to be clear, I haven't used it myself. All right, everybody. If you have questions, let me know. If not, email support@stocktradingpro.com. Here's the link to click through and see everything you get. And again, I want to make it clear, for only $295, you get everything that's on the screen right now. It's just an amazing deal. I want to over deliver for the next 30 days and love to see you on the other side.